there was one oversight, and that was I forgot to read Dee's bio.
Yeah, I did. Who was I?
But I figured, because I knew it, you all should know it. So I want to read Dee's bio, just to do us the service, and then I'll read Priscilla's, and just Priscilla too. Dee Michelle, or Deirdre, or Dr. Deirdre Michelle,
Or Dr. D.
or Dr. D. I get into trouble no matter which one I use, so I figure use a lot and just see what happens. Dee Michelle was separated from her family at the age of 3 and made a ward of the state. She lived with one sister in a one foster home for 15 years. This stable placement meant she didn't have the disrupted education that many state wards have and had. And for Dee, school was a haven, a place where she felt safe and could be herself. Good at school, but a university dropout at the age of 21. Dee went back to university in her late 30s after working in the corporate sector, and now has a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Adelaide, a Bachelor of Theology and Honours in Theology from Flinders University, and a PhD in Theology and Women's Studies from Flinders. She is currently teaching at the University of Adelaide. And I always read that and I think, wow, why did she marry me? Well, I hope it causes you some pain. Priscilla Taylor spent her childhood in foster homes and orphanages and has been an activist for forgotten Australians long before they were called that. She is a member of CLAN and the South Australian Social Coordinator for CLAN. She acts as a sounding board for David Jackson and is his proxy as South Australian representative for the National Alliance for the Forgotten Australians. Priscilla is an excellent and passionate, you can't get a more passionate person than Priscilla, spokesperson for Forgotten Australians, and well respected amongst her peers, as well as amongst the government and officials and others she has dealings with. Priscilla was especially keen to get this book up and running and promoted it enthusiastically to all. Without her, there would be no significant gaps. There would be significant gaps in this collection, and we would not have the beautiful front cover, as it was Priscilla who took photos of Marjorie Molcock's stunning needlework.
Hello. With our book being on strategies which Forgotten Australians have used, I feel it would be appropriate to pay tribute to the Honourable Ted Mulligan QC, who passed away on the 16th of September. In 2004, Ted commissioned the inquiry into children in state care of South Australia and children of the APY lands. For most of us, this was the first time we spoke about abuse. Ted said Forgotten Australians have no services, so post-care services was formed. Mike Rann met with some of us. Jay Wetherill was the Minister for Families SA. Jay invited a group of us to participate in what our state apology apologised for. Ted's recommendations from the inquiry have now rippled throughout Australia for young people in care today. During Ted's state funeral, we heard the high regard he held for us. As I've mentioned in our book, Ted was too ill to attend the launch day of our memorial in June 2010. But I think he would have been looking down on his sons with pride, as after his funeral they walked with us to our memorial, where we laid a wreath in honour of their father and our friend who had listened and advised us, so our healing could begin. Cherie, who lives in Brisbane, so could not attend the funeral, wrote these words: Mr. Mulligan, I would like to thank you for allowing my inner child to speak. In seeking justice, I can finally be free. Approximately 3 years ago, I would now like to tell you a little of Dee and myself and our journey with our book. Approximately 3 years ago, Dee mentioned an idea for a book, so began Recipes for Survival. At one time, the book was going to be half the size it is today. Sorry, I'm repeating what Dee has already said. But we kept searching and the manuscript kept growing until we had to stop. I've made some new Forgotten Australian friends who may not always come forward to speak, but I met during the writing of our book. This time some people I came to realise were special to me, and I would even say healing. and will continue to be, as I've been invited to speak at different centres now. Then came the day Dee and myself had to arrange our all in very important meeting. Dee would bring the book launch invitations for me to post. I would be giving Dee the list of people to invite to our launch. Dee went to pass me the invitations to me, but a blank look appeared on her face. No, she had left them on the table. Oh well, at least I bought my list. I looked and continued looking, but as hard as I tried, I could not find that list. But when I arrived home, there it was sitting on my table also. This has led me to believe not only do great minds think alike, but great minds forget alike. No, sincerely though, I would like to finish off with thank you, Dee, for allowing me with honour of being co-editor with you, but also thank you for your support, friendship and caring insight. Also to my 3 sons who are here today, their partners, Sandy and Olivia, and my grandsons, Dylan and Seth. So, and to all of our friends and writers. So I hope our book is enjoyed and helps many. Thank you.